get the bonfire going, to which he put the woman on, and she's burned to death. So he was horrified by this, and that was what the commentary was about.
Naysayers also offer an alternative explanation for the scientific breakthroughs foretold of in the quatrains. They believe Nostradamus was merely recounting the fanciful visions his contemporaries often reported seeing in the clouds.
The prophecies that are alleged to apply to submarines or aircraft, even space travel, are for the most part complete misunderstandings of Nostradamus' reworkings of known events. In this case, visions that people were reported to seeing in the clouds. That's the airplanes. Not only do we have accounts of these, but we actually have illustrations, woodcuts of these monsters and these visions in the clouds. So they're not airplanes, they're not submarines.
The figure of Napoleon Bonaparte is said to be at the center of several quatrains.
He will be back in Italy. He will cost his empire very dearly. He will be found less a prince than a butcher. From a simple soldier, he will obtain the empire. From a short road, he will attain the long.
While the verse seems to describe Napoleon, in truth, it could be about anyone.
The quatrain that allegedly has to do with Napoleon talks about from a simple soldier he will attain a great empire. Of course, this could apply to almost anybody. Harry Truman, he was a simple soldier in the First World War. By the end of the Second World War, he was president of the United States. And this could apply.
For Nostradamus, the clearest and most chilling of the quatrains seem to describe Admiral Hitler.
Beasts wild and hungry, rivers, with a part of the will be against his son.
Hitler is nowhere predicted in Nostradamus. True, on one occasion he talks about the captain of Germany, which I suppose would vaguely fit. But the normal assertion is that because he uses the word hister, H-I-S-T-E-R, on a number of occasions, this is actually a slightly working image of Hitler.
Why wouldn't he just write Hitler? Why not just write that word? That could be important, you know?
And if, as many believe, Nostradamus' prophecies addressed the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, they offered nothing in the way of warning.
Anyone who believes in Nostradamus and thinks 9/11 was in those books needs to be brought up to trial. Where were they on 9/10? I don't care about 9/11 because remember, it was airplanes, which means if you knew on 9/10, you could stop it. If I had a book in my possession that had anything at all about what was going to happen on 9/11, and I did not give that information over to people who could stop it, I don't think you have a more direct textbook definition of evil.
Despite the rational arguments criticizing his most outrageous prophecies, Nostradamus continues to be seen as a prophet by many.
The world is interested in Nostradamus every time there is a serious world crisis, because we open the text of the prophecies to find an answer to the crisis.
And if the printed word has been his vehicle for the last 500 years, the events of 9/11 propelled Nostradamus into a medium even he may have never predicted.
One of the real manifestations of Nostradamus in recent years has been the hoo-ha following 9/11. There were over 8,000 inquiries as to whether Nostradamus had predicted it, directed to the main Nostradamus news group on the internet. At the same time, the main Nostradamus sites were being absolutely inundated with inquiries. One of them had over 500,000 inquiries and had to close down.
In the days after September 11th, Nostradamus was all over the internet. It was one of the top searches in Google. The #1 best-selling book on Amazon.com was a biography of Nostradamus, as well as 5 articles from the
Chilling prophecy, allegedly penned by Nostradamus, was splashed across internet screens 2 days after the tragic attacks.
The third big war will begin.
not have written this passage in 1654, and the quatrain was not to be found in his published work. It was a hoax. Still, while skeptical inquiries put his so-called predictions in doubt, Nostradamus continues to be a household name and a best-selling author. The question that remains is, why?
Nostradamus is still popular for a couple of reasons. One, we have this sage from the Middle Ages, and we have this notion that there's a certain kind of deep ancient wisdom that we can inherit